Divine Unions, hello. I apologize for the delay in your reading. It's been one of those weeks, that time where we're just going with the flow and delivering the messages as they come through. So I know this video has been a while in the, coming. I've been I'm been aware that it wants to be delivered, but it wasn't quite time. Today it's time for Divine Union updates. So I hope you're all doing well and yeah, tuning into the energetics, and I'm feeling a lot of change. I'm feeling a lot of change for the Divine Masculine. And when I was sleeping the other night, I saw out of the blue, I saw an explosion, like an explosion in the heart chakra of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Masculine energy. So I literally saw that, like, the outside was all like crusted with old wounds, like white crustaceans on the outside, and it literally exploded. It was like that. It was literally an explosion of the heart, and the heart energy and the heart chakra literally opened, the gate opened wide. So there have been a lot of heart chakra activations for the Divine Masculine energy, where now he's kind of letting go of the old pain. Well, he had no choice. The energy came through so strong that he had to let go of his old pain, and what's been holding him back from opening his heart to love, and where he's been doubting himself and doubting the connection, and just not really connected with his feelings, more with his mind and his logical mind and his ego. He's now dropping into deeper surrender. He's dropping into to okay, trust this journey, trust the unknown, and learn to kind of step into the unknown. And so that's where it was literally last week or a few days ago, I saw that vision in my dreams. So I knew I had to deliver it here so that you can sort of sense what's going on with the Divine Masculine. So contemplation, huge heart chakra activation, upgrades, explosion of the heart, looking into the new horizons and possibilities. So he's at that space right now, where you're looking into the new horizons and you're looking into the new possibilities, and you're contemplating this journey with the Divine Feminine, what that would look like, because you want to have like almost a surety of how this how this journey is going to play out. But Spirit says you can't control this connection. You cannot control this connection. It's not going to play out to your time and when you think it should play out and how you think it should play out. You've got to drop into this deep surrender and come into the present moment with this connection and stay in the present moment. And you've got to navigate it. You've both got to navigate it one step at a time together. So you've both been in your spaces doing your own internal work. The Divine Masculine energy has been doing a lot of internal work, cleaning up, clearing, looking at the patterns, looking at the heartbreaks, looking at betrayal cycles, looking at where he's given his power away to others. He's cleaning up. He's been cleaning up his shadow. He's been cleaning up. And as he's been cleaning up, he's had this heart chakra explosion, which has opened his heart up to now, step into a deeper level of love, surrender, and connection with his feelings and emotions. So there may be some sadness coming up from that process. There may be some anger even coming up from that process. He may be going back to his childhood to look at things where, his needs were not met as a child. Maybe he's looking at his parents and seeing how the dynamic and the relationship played out there. Following that pattern to see how his relationships have played out in his connections through life, siblings, marriage, whatever, all third parties, looking at all the connections and relationships he's had, to see the patterns. So he's kind of understanding the patterns, he's able to see them. And now he's thinking about how he breaks these patterns. But the most important thing is he's aware, he's conscious about them. So as you become conscious and aware of the patterns, you can then start to dissolve them because you won't play into that again. So that's really important to see. So Divine Masculine is at that space. Contemplation is the word I keep hearing, contemplation of the journey ahead, contemplating, very silent right now, very still, very, connecting inwardly rather than outwardly, being silent, being quiet, and introspective to the journey. And he's been called to take a deep dive this November to get on track with where his journey is going to take him next. And I'm seeing the Tower card coming, but the Tower card is like if he's not aligned with where he's meant to be going. So now the Tower is coming in to put him on track to where he's meant to be going. So this November energy is about that. It's putting a lot of souls on track to where actually their soul wants to take them now. So the Tower is actually for you, and it's to get you into alignment with the timeline that you're meant to experience, and not so much the timeline that it's not going to align you to your best self and your highest expression on earth, and your highest self and your highest calling and your highest joy and your highest expression of love, um, and truth. And that's why the Tower comes in to get us on track to the timeline that is going to take us to our highest potential. So that is a kind of, he's pondering with all of that at the moment. He's looking at all of that right now. And that's where he needs to be. Shall we pick some cards? Let's pick some cards. I'll check in with the Divine Feminine in a minute, but Divine Masculines, let's have a look. Divine Masculine energy. What's going on with Divine Masculines at the moment? Okay, he's being called. He's looking at he's starting to connect with his emotions. Yeah, okay, all the cards are just saying what I've just said. He's contemplating on the legacy that he wants to build and what could be the possibility in the future. And what he can create with the Divine Feminine. So he's looking at all the pentacles and all the things that they can build together, and all the wisdom that they can anchor, and all their gifts and creative abilities that they can anchor here on the earth. So he's kind of tuning into that. And so he's starting to have bigger dreams. He's starting to look beyond the horizon of his current reality. And he's starting to think of possibilities as his heart chakra opens. He's starting to think of creative ideas and how, life could look, how life could look if he was to step into this new reality, this unknown reality that before he wasn't quite ready to step into. The fear was getting hold of him, and the self-sabotage and the self-doubt, was coming in really strongly. So as the heart chakra opens, he's kind of looking beyond and starting to have new visions and new dreams. Oh, and reconnect with his dreams that he's had for such a long time, but that were not being able to be anchored. He's now tuning in to realize that actually, yeah, they can be anchored now, because the steps are being shown and the possibilities are opening up, and the people and the places are coming in, like the connections are being made and the right people are popping into his space, and the Divine Feminine is also in his space, and there's a reason for her presence. Her light is also helping him to break down these cycles within him. So her light, just her light, even if she's not physically in his presence, just her being in his reality and in his field, she is helping him to see his wounds, his patterns, to break down the barriers around the heart, to calm the mind and the overthinking mind and the thoughts, and to drop into deeper surrender. So she's kind of helping him to be a mirror, to show him all the places where he is stuck and feels trapped, to break him out of that, and to bring awareness to all the places where he still has addictions, obsessions, where he still feels lack and poverty consciousness. She's like, her light is helping him to break those areas so that he can step into the fullness of his being, which is really beautiful. And he's doing the same for her. He's doing the same for her. He doesn't realize he's doing the same for her, but he is doing the same for her. So I'll go into the Divine Feminine energy and talk about her. Yeah, the Divine is sending in some messages. So he's getting some downloads at the moment from the Divine, from Source, inspirations, nudges, divine downloads, new messages coming in, and yeah, looking through his third eye to get insights from Source and his guides of what he needs to look at, and what he needs to clear out of his way to bring in this new reality and these new timelines. So he's kind of tuning into all of that right now. So that's really good. Let's have a look. High Priestess. So he's starting to connect with his creativity. He's starting to connect with his feminine energy because his heart is opening. He's starting to accept the higher heart and also his creative energy. So where he rejected his own divine feminine energy, and where he rejected the divine feminine, or he felt that there was he had a distorted image of the divine feminine energy. He's now connecting with the higher aspect of the divine feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, not the feminine energy, the distorted feminine that he was, connecting with before, and where he's experienced the hurts and betrayals and wounds from the past, from mother or sister or wife, any feminine in his life. He's now connecting with his own feminine energy. And so he's now starting to see the divine feminine energy and the divine feminine, what the divine feminine brings into his life. And what she's opening up for him. He's really connecting with that right now, what she's opening up within him, like a treasure chest of wisdom, light codes, gifts, insights, dreams, visions, new possibilities, new horizons. So she's kind of opening that up within him. So he's quite contemplative, again, that word they keep giving to me at the moment, of his journey ahead. So he's not saying much, he's very quiet, but he's doing that introspection work right now, thinking about building and what could be laid, what gifts could be anchored, what seeds could be planted, how they could grow, what could be grown by them coming together. So yeah, it's just starting to see new horizon, new possibilities, and starting to feel more positive about the future, which is really good. So wants to communicate, but he's being patient. He doesn't want to say too much, but there is an offer coming in. Small offer. Always a small offer with the divine masculine energy, but it is coming in. Small offer is coming in of, the prospect of building. Again, the divine masculine energy is going to try and control, the offer, and spirit will be rejected in the sense that until it's totally aligned with what is meant to be created, it will kind of go back and forth. So there will be some kind of compromise where the divine feminine is very clear of how she wants to step forward. She won't compromise herself and her path. So she will say what she feels, and then he has to also surrender deeper and listen to his heart and let go of the control. So they both got to let go of control and surrender into the connection and see what the divine is asking them to build, because they are here to build a legacy and they're here to work together. And so they've been finding their balance. They've been finding their balance where they've been like the wounding has got in the way of the connection, and the doubt and the mistrust and the push-pull energy has taken over. But now, over the last few weeks, I felt it's kind of dropped into a deeper space. And now it's dropped again into a deeper space where now they're both contemplating quietly in their own spaces the possibility of the future and what they will create together. So the trust issues have gone. The doubt has gone. And there's just this deeper knowing that there is something on the horizon to be created. So new space that they're in. Yeah. Looking to offer his pentacle, to his divine feminine, and what he could do, what they could do. Just a small offer for the start of things, but it will build as we go through time. It will build. The guy, sorry, the guys come in. When they come in, I get this sharp, like, pain, not pain, but as if I want to sneeze. And that's when I feel the guides coming in. Okay, the romance angels are coming in at the moment. Let's let them in. Also, Isis is here, as is Osiris, so we will welcome them in. Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, they always like to be present. They're really helping the divine unions at this time because they've got so much beautiful work to create together and build their legacy. So they are here, these fifth dimensional unions, that are coming into our world, our reality, are so key for this shift and bringing a new model of relationships to the world. New model of relationship and how we relate to one another coming in to be shared and to be first acclimated within themselves, within their own masculine and feminine energy, not to lose themselves in the connection, not to lose themselves, but to stay focused on their visions and their own journeys, as well as co-creating and creating something together. So this third point that they've been called to create together, which they need to create through this time. Okay, Divine Feminines assess, check in with the Divine Feminines and see where they're at. Okay. So I hear the word forward movement, focused, creative, very creative. Like I see the fire in the sacral chakra, like a light lit up. So tuning into what the vision, tuning into what she's been called to create, tuning into what comes next for her, tuning into the divine and tuning in and connecting and seeing what needs to be built, listening to the energetics because change is here. Change, we're sitting on the forefront of huge change. So she's now listening to the divine because the divine feminine energy is here to create the new worlds. She's here to step into the new worlds and create with the divine. So she's tuning in, she's listening very deeply. She knows she has to stay focused. She's aware of the divine masculine and the energies and whatever's going on, but she's not like focusing all her energy on that. She can't do that because then she loses herself and she loses her balance. And what she's learning to do is not to lose her balance with the connection. The connection is unfolding as it's unfolding, but she doesn't lose her sight of herself and her journey. And she stays aligned with her path and her journey whilst that is also unfolding. So this is really beautiful because she's learning to, navigate her journey, set healthy boundaries, focus on what she needs to focus on at this moment in time, whilst letting other things unfold. It's like the garden when we have flowers growing and you're focusing on, growing a certain flower or weeding or planting new flowers, you focus on that area, right? You focus on that area. Oh my gosh, my nose is really going today. You focus on that area and you focus on that, growing those flowers and watering them. You're aware of all the other flowers, you're keeping an eye on them, but you focus on this patch of grass or the soil that you're working on at the moment. So that's what the Divine Feminine is doing. She's learning and she has learned to focus her energy on what she needs to be focused on, whilst the other pots are on the stove, so to speak, and they're brewing and they're developing and fertilizing, but she's also focused on the area that she needs to focus on right now at this moment in time, which is beautiful. That's really beautiful. So she's focused, she's forward movement, creating, listening, tuning in, stepping forward, listening to the divine, feeling, sensing, listening to the energetics, listening to the cosmos, tuning into what she needs to create at this time as she steps into this huge, expansive space where she's going to be called to really stand in her power. And so this whole year, she's been learning about boundaries. And that's what the Divine Masculine has been teaching her. Even though he doesn't realize it, he's been teaching her boundaries. Like when he doesn't show up for the connection, what does she do? Does she sit there and wait? Or does she like, okay, not ready yet? And then she focuses on her work and what she's meant to be doing rather than just like pining for him and tuning into his energy the whole time and losing herself and losing her focus from her path. She's been learning healthy boundaries that no, that's not what I'll accept. No, I won't accept that non-communication, non-committal energy. No, I won't accept that. That's not what I'm going to accept because I deserve the best in love and life. I deserve to have all of it. And now she learns to set these healthy boundaries and tell the universe what she'll accept and not accept. She's creating the model of the reality that she wants. So he's teaching her healthy boundaries by doing all the things that she doesn't like, but then she's not accepting that. And now she's not accepting that. So then that changes the energetics and it changes the timelines. And it allows her and it enables her to step into her highest timeline because she's not accepting scrap. She's not accepting the ghosting. She's not accepting the non-committal energy. She's like, no, you show up fully into this connection and then we'll move forward. But until you're willing to do that, I'm going to park it for now. And that's really beautiful because she's standing in her queen energy, standing in her Empress energy. She has her healthy boundaries. She's learned to set healthy boundaries. And now she can focus on the projects that she needs to focus on whilst that kind of brews. And it takes, it's not being taken care of by the divine, but she tunes in when she needs to. She checks in, and if it's not quite right, she lets it go and she comes back to what she's doing. So that's really good. That's brilliant. Actually, that's so good. Okay, let's have a look. Let's get some cards for the divine feminine and see what comes up. Let's have a look. Oh, they're all falling out of my, yeah, she's really like in a fast energy. The cards are literally falling out of my hands. Yeah, let me know how you're doing, how you're all doing with the energies at the moment. How are you all doing? Oh, look, Queen of Swords. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So she's looking at her pentacles. She's looking at everything that she's built up until now. She's actually feeling quite proud of herself at the moment of how far she's come. So she's taking some moments to celebrate herself and all that she's gained on her journey, the lessons, the growth, the introspection. It's been really important for her to get to this point of, yeah, just taking some downtime to acclimate where she's at and celebrate everything that she's anchored up until now. So that's really beautiful, all the hard work she's done to build the foundations of her stability, which is really lovely. Queen of Swords came up. So yeah, she's not afraid to set healthy boundaries. She's not afraid to speak up for what she wants. She's not afraid anymore to say what she feels and cut energies out of her life that don't belong there, that are pulling and taking away from her and taking away from her focus and her um timelines and what the timelines that are calling her forward. If anything distracts her from her path, she's not afraid to cut it out. Like she's not afraid. So she's not dependent in that sense anymore or codependent. She's like, no, and she knows what she wants. So she's getting really stronger in her intentions and her visions and what she'll accept going forward and not. Queen of Wands, she's also very much in her heart. So she's kind of balanced her own masculine and feminine energy. She's very loving, like she's so nurturing, so loving. She has all this love to share with the planet, with the earth, with her divine masculine, with humanity. She has so much love in her heart. So she sees that. She sees how loving she is. And so she knows that she deserves the best in love and life. She won't settle for less than, like her heart is open and she wants to share her love openly and doesn't want to be held back from sharing her love. She doesn't want anyone to hold her back from sharing her love. And if the divine masculine can't meet her in that open space, and she doesn't want to restrict her love, and if she feels she's having to hold her love back, then she'll park that and say no. And she'll continue to share her love in other areas where it can be received. So where it's this beautiful reciprocal energy, it's not just getting stuck in the stagnant energy. If the divine masculine is a bit stagnant right now, she's choosing she's choosing how her love flows and where she shares her love at the moment. So good for her. She's also in hermit mode, so she's reflecting as well. November asks that of us, to reflect on our journeys and see where we need to, focus, where we need to create, what we need to look at, where our own patterns, and to shift them into a higher awareness and higher understanding of a higher truth. She's also balancing things, and there are some offers coming. She has a lot of offers actually coming in, lots of different offers coming in. So she's to tune into those and see, what's coming her way. But yeah, lots of different offers. These are just the same cards, but lots of different offers are coming her way because she's kind of stepping into her power. And she's very magnetic right now, and her heart is really open. So, she's getting a lot of offers and she's getting a lot of attention right now. The divine feminine is getting a lot of attention from the world because they're feeling her magnetism and they're feeling her love, and she's drawing a lot of attention right now, and that might irritate the divine masculine. That's his jealousy, the energy of jealousy, which he's got to get over, and to love unconditionally, and that set the divine feminine, allow her to be free and to express herself, but not to become jealous or possessive or obsessive about her, because that's not freedom. That's not unconditional love, where she's free to be who she wants to be and he's free to be who he wants to be. But then they are also understanding that this love is there and it's not going to go anywhere. So it's not to obsess, not to possess, not to get jealous, not to get envious of all the offers that she's got coming in, but to trust that this union will be anchored when it's the right time. And she's allowed to express herself and share her light and explore these connections and explore these opportunities that are coming her way, because she stepped into that energy and that level of openness, flow, abundance, and union within her own masculine and feminine, and also her heart being so open and flowing and nurturing that those energies are now coming into match her, which is really beautiful. So, divine unions, that is your update for this week. Thank you for waiting. And yeah, contemplation for the masculine and full flow for the feminine. And that's where I see the energies right now. So sending you all so much love. I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're getting on and what you're experiencing. And we'll bring you another update next week when I tune into the energetics. Okay, everyone, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.